Welcome to 10 Incredible Channel, where we explore the most incredible top 10 feet lists from around the world. Today, we're diving into the top 10 events that changed history. These pivotal moments not only shaped the world as we know it, but also continue to influence our lives today. Let's get started. The fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 is one of the most iconic events of the 20th century, symbolizing the end of the Cold War and the division of Europe. The Berlin Wall had been erected in 1961 by the Communist government of East Germany to prevent its citizens from fleeing to the West. Its fall was precipitated by a series of peaceful protests and the loosening of restrictions by East German authorities. On November 9, 1989, the East German government announced that citizens could freely cross the border, leading to scenes of jubilation as people from both sides of the wall came together to tear it down. The fall of the Berlin Wall led to the reunification of Germany in 1990 and marked the beginning of the end for communist regimes across Eastern Europe. It also signaled the triumph of democratic ideals and the spread of freedom and human rights, shaping the post-Cold War world order. World War II was the most destructive conflict in human history, involving virtually every part of the world and resulting in an estimated 70 to 85 million deaths. The war began with the invasion of Poland by Nazi Germany, led by Adolf Hitler, and quickly escalated into a global conflict involving the Axis and Allied powers. The war saw widespread atrocities, including the Holocaust, in which 6 million Jews and millions of others were systematically murdered. The conflict ended with the defeat of the Axis powers and the dropping of atomic bombs on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. World War II reshaped the global order, leading to the emergence of the United States and the Soviet Union as superpowers and the beginning of the Cold War. The war also led to the creation of the United Nations, the establishment of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and significant advances in technology and medicine. World War I, also known as the Great War, was one of the deadliest conflicts in human history, involving many of the world's major powers. The war was triggered by the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary, leading to a complex web of alliances and hostilities. The war saw unprecedented levels of destruction, with new technologies such as machine guns, tanks, and chemical weapons leading to mass casualties. The war ended with the signing of the Treaty of Versailles in 1919, which imposed harsh penalties on Germany and redrew the map of Europe. The war's aftermath had profound consequences, including the collapse of empires, the rise of totalitarian regimes, and the seeds of future conflicts, including World War II. The war also led to significant social and cultural changes, including the rise of pacifism, the women's suffrage movement, and changes in art and literature. The French Revolution was a period of radical social and political upheaval in France that had a profound impact on the course of world history. The revolution began with widespread discontent over economic inequality, oppressive taxation, and the autocratic rule of King Louis XVI. In 1789, the revolutionaries overthrew the monarchy and established the First French Republic, declaring the principles of liberty, equality, and fraternity. The revolution led to the rise of Napoleon Bonaparte, who would go on to spread revolutionary ideals across Europe through his conquests. The French Revolution also inspired the abolition of feudal privileges, the spread of secularism, and the promotion of human rights. However, it also led to years of political instability, violence, and the eventual rise of authoritarian rule under Napoleon. The legacy of the French Revolution continues to influence modern political thought and movements. The American Revolution was a pivotal event in world history, marking the first successful colonial rebellion against a European power. The conflict began as a struggle for independence by the 13 American colonies against British rule, fueled by grievances over taxation, representation, and individual rights. The war culminated in the signing of the Declaration of Independence in 1776, and the eventual victory of the Continental Army, led by George Washington. The American Revolution not only established the United States of America as a new nation, but also inspired revolutionary movements around the world, from France to Latin America. The principles of liberty, equality, and democracy enshrined in the U.S. Constitution have had a lasting impact on political thought and governance worldwide. The Industrial Revolution, which began in Britain in the late 18th century, was a period of dramatic technological and economic change that transformed societies around the world. The introduction of machinery, such as the steam engine and power loom, revolutionized manufacturing, leading to the rise of factories and mass production. The Industrial Revolution also brought about significant changes in transportation, with the development of the steam locomotive and the expansion of railways. Urbanization accelerated as people moved from rural areas to cities in search of work, leading to the growth of new social classes and changes in family structures. While the Industrial Revolution brought unprecedented wealth and technological progress, it also resulted in harsh working conditions, environmental degradation, and social unrest. Its legacy continues to shape our world today, influencing everything from economic systems to environmental policies. In 1517, Martin Luther, a German monk, nailed his 95 Theses to the door of a church in Wittenberg, challenging the practices and doctrines of the Catholic Church. This act sparked the Protestant Reformation, a religious movement that sought to reform the Church, and led to the creation of new Christian denominations, including Lutheranism, Calvinism, and Anglicanism. The Reformation had far-reaching consequences, leading to religious wars across Europe, the weakening of the Catholic Church's political power, and the rise of nation-states. It also encouraged literacy and education, as people were urged to read the Bible in their vernacular languages. The Reformation's impact on religious, political, and cultural life in Europe was profound, setting the stage for the modern era. Christopher Columbus's voyage across the Atlantic in 1492 is often considered one of the most pivotal moments in history. His discovery of the Americas opened up an entirely new world to European exploration, colonization, and exploitation. The subsequent Columbian exchange, a vast transfer of plants, animals, people, and diseases between the Old and New World, had profound effects on both continents. While European powers gained immense wealth and resources from their colonies, indigenous populations in the Americas suffered catastrophic losses due to disease, warfare, and enslavement. The discovery of the New World also led to the spread of European culture, languages, and religions across the globe, profoundly shaping the world as we know it today. Johannes Gutenberg's invention of the printing press in the mid-15th century revolutionized the way information was disseminated. Before this invention, books were painstakingly copied by hand, making them rare and expensive. The printing press allowed for the mass production of books and other printed materials, making knowledge accessible to a much wider audience. This innovation played a crucial role in the spread of the Renaissance, as it enabled the rapid dissemination of classical texts, scientific ideas, and humanist thought. The printing press also fueled the Protestant Reformation by allowing Martin Luther's ideas to reach a broad audience, challenging the Catholic Church's authority. Ultimately, the printing press is credited with laying the foundation for the modern information age. The fall of the Roman Empire is one of the most significant events in world history, marking the end of ancient Rome's dominance and the beginning of the Middle Ages. The Western Roman Empire's collapse was a slow and complex process influenced by internal decay, economic troubles, military defeats, and external pressures from invading barbarian tribes. The loss of central authority in Rome led to the fragmentation of Europe into various kingdoms, giving rise to feudalism. The fall also paved the way for the spread of Christianity, as the Roman Catholic Church emerged as a unifying force in the West. This event reshaped European civilization and laid the groundwork for the modern nations that would eventually emerge from the ashes of the empire. Thanks for watching. These events remind us how history is shaped by powerful moments and decisions. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating top 10 feed lists. Until next time, stay curious.